Hello, everybody. This is your boy KirbyDK10 coming at you with another podcast. We are on episode number 45 of the Overkill Podcast. I'm joined by my co-host Meta.
What is up, goose gaffs and gamers?
Based. So, in today's episode, we're gonna be discussing for our first topic the Game of the Year nominees for 2024. They've come in. They're Astrobot, Balatro, I think, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Metaphor Refantasio. I have no idea what Metaphor Refantasio is, but it's basically Fire Emblem and Persona. It's kind of the vibe that I get
Okay.
looking at it, but
I have never
at
seen
least
this
graphically,
game.
yeah. But I kind of wanted to discuss the fact that Elden Ring is on here because really Shadow of the Erdtree is a DLC, and so the fact that DLC is Game of the Year to me kind of shows that it wasn't a great year for gaming,
Yeah.
you know? Like, I mean, whenever DLC is on the list, it's kind of rough. I feel like instead of Elden Ring, they should have put on Tekken 8. I feel like that was a good contender for Game of the Year.
Ooh.
And for me, that's probably been my Game of the Year because I haven't really played too many new games this year.
Right.
But out of these choices, I probably would pick Black Myth Wukong, though. I think that's
Okay.
that's probably my favorite. I wonder what you're thinking, though. What are your thoughts on this?
Oh man. Um. There's just so many. I honestly. Yeah. First off, what the heck is this Balatro? How did this end up?
It's like a small indie game from what I
Yeah.
understand.
I mean, I'm glad it's there. It's just okay. Honestly, I'm gonna give you the boring answer and go Elden Ring. I've seen people play the DLC, and I still haven't finished this game because I suck. I'm not even past the bridge boss, and I just get on for 5 minutes, die, and give up. So, um, I'm horrendous at this game. I'm a bad gamer, but I still think Elden Ring is a fantastic game. I think Wukong is pretty high up there too, just from what I've seen. But yeah, I'd probably just go. I don't
I'm
even know
looking
what
at
this
this
Reef Fantasio
ba-
is.
Balatro game, and
Mm.
it's just a card game basically from what I've seen.
Yeah, it looks like a card game. It looks like solitaire with extra steps. Maybe it's a
Yeah,
completely
it's
new card
weird.
game.
Yeah,
Oh, it's poker maybe? No, it's not poker. Antes, blinds. Oh, it is like poker. So there's a blind where it like flips. Interesting. Maybe I actually have to play it to understand it too, because it has like packs and
yeah,
stuff and.
yeah. I thought that was kind of interesting. Um,
Yeah, it's really cool
I
that a
mean,
little indie game gets up there.
I mean, they did include for like best fighting games. They did include Tekken 8 in there,
Yeah.
which it certainly deserves to be there. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I was kind of just surprised that DLC would end up on Game of the Year, but
It is a little shocking.
and also I don't know how you feel about it, but it has just kind of as like a year in review. How do you think gaming has done this year? Because I always like to think, like whenever it comes around to this time of the year, I always like to think like how has like gaming been doing for that year?
mm, yeah. You know, if if we can go back just for a second to the, you are right. That is the DLC, isn't it? That's so weird. And I
Yeah,
think it won last year. Yeah, maybe I do give it to
it did
Black
win.
Myth then. That is kind of annoying that it already won.
I
How
think
has gaming been doing in the year? Hmm. I mean, for me, it's been okay. I thought Tekken 8 was pretty good. Black Ops has been good. So, like, the big games have hit. I know Space Marine's good. Helldivers, people liked it. I mean, I
yeah.
don't.
For reference, Elden Ring won the Game of the Year 2022, and then Baldur's Gate 3 won last year.
Oh. See, yeah, I kind of don't
I
like that Elden Ring came back for a second.
yeah. I would understand it if it was a sequel, but it's DLC, right? It's kind of weird.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't like that. Like
yeah,
that at all. It is almost like a whole nother game on top, but yeah, I
yeah,
still don't like it. Um, I don't know. I mean, to be honest, the best year in gaming for me was like 2011, 2012, whenever all the AAA games sucked and it was all just banger indie games like Binding of Isaac, some Devolver Digital stuff in that time period. Nowadays, it just seems like, you know, a lot of the large games are pretty good again, and like the indie games are okay. Um, but yeah, so it's not like a great year for me. I like years where indie games do really really well. Maybe I just need to play more indie games again.
mhm, yeah. I think
But I think
that's a big
overall
takeaway.
gaming's been going in a good direction. I mean, we still have microtransactions; those are never going away. Um,
Right. Well, I don't know. I just felt like this year was like, to me, it was like the year started out and you basically had Tekken, and then after Tekken, it was like a drought until Final Fantasy, and then I feel like it was another drought until Black Myth, right? Like I feel like there was like droughts in this year where there wasn't really much to do, and I think like Helldivers and Final Fantasy VII came out around the same time,
hmm.
so definitely there was some really good in there. But then you had like Concord, and you had you had the whole Sweet Baby Inc. kind of controversy happen this year. And I don't know.
Yeah,
I think that most of the AAA games have been going like way too much into like the politics and stuff like that. So I've definitely been looking more toward the indie scene, but
hmm.
just I don't know. To me, it's like it's harder to find games whenever like less people know about them. So it's harder to find those good indie games.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, you kind of have to find like you just kind of have to scour Steam a lot. Usually, there are pages and stuff that do a fairly good job of doing that. But yeah, I mean, I think you and I are in agreement. It's an okay year. I mean, you know.
Yeah, it hasn't been overly great. Like to me, it hasn't been like 2017 Part Two. You know,
Oh, that's your favorite, huh?
right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, 20. I think 2017 because you had tons of great stuff from Nintendo. You had
Hmm.
Breath of the Wild, then you had Mario Odyssey at the end of the year. Then you also had I can't remember. There was just so many games from 2017. Here, let me
There
see.
were.
Uh, you had Resident Evil 7, Nier Automata,
Mm.
Injustice 2, Cuphead. Let me see. Destiny 2 also released that year. Pretty good.
Oh
Splatoon
yeah.
2.
Cuphead. Shit.
Uh, yeah, I don't know. You just had tons of games. Metroid Samus Returns was good. A Hat in Time. I mean, it was just a great year for platformers. I think that's one thing that Hasn't happened in a long time, as we haven't had like so many good platformers come out in 1 year.
Oh, that's
You also
true.
had the Crash
That's true.
Bandicoot remaster.
Oh,
Yeah, you had
shit.
tons of stuff. Yeah,
That's true.
it's a pretty good year, but
It was.
I don't know. I guess we can move on if you want.
Yeah. I think it's time. So they we've covered this before, but Palworld was sued by Nintendo on specific patents. And you have to forgive me. I've forgotten which ones they were. I believe it was like the catching mechanic and the fighting mechanic, I believe. But it wasn't actually for the character designs or anything because you can't really patent. I mean, you can't really patent. Yeah, creature catching and the writing. That's what it was. But Pocket Pair says they just the Chinese guys that made this game. They said they really don't care. They're just gonna keep making new content. They're adding a new island, and they're adding a lot more pals and stuff. So they said, and it's gonna be 6 times bigger than that like Japanese theme map Sakamajura that we saw earlier this year as just a small update. Um, they're also gonna have a Terraria collab. So yeah, I don't know how that's gonna work. I guess they're gonna have Terraria monsters in there, which is cool. So they really don't care. They're just powering through. They
Interesting.
said
Yeah.
apparently one of the devs said Nintendo should take notes, not lawsuits. Damn. Damn.
Wow. That is brutal.
I like that, dude. They're sassy. To me, Power World has never been like. I'm sorry, Pokemon isn't that original to me.
Yeah, it's not. At least with Power World, you added guns, right? And that made me 1,000 times more interested. So,
Based.
and yeah, I forgot about Power World too. Power World came out this year. I haven't tried it still, but I guess with Game Pass I could.
You could.
Um,
I think we'll cover it later, but I think Game Pass is becoming a better and better proposition for us. But yeah,
yeah, true. Um, but
I just thought that was funny. I'm glad they shot back.
yeah, I'm glad they did too, because I don't know. It's sort of like how Power World to me kind of reminds me how like Digimon was to like Pokemon back in the early 2000s, where it was like similar enough but different. And I think
Oh
that's
yeah,
a good
Digimon!
thing.
Holy crap!
Yeah, yeah, but that's kind of what it reminds me of, or like Bakugan versus Pokemon kind of thing.
Bakugan. Yeah.
Yeah, that's old, dude.
Holy, I forgot about Bakugan too.
But yeah, glad they punched back. Let me see. Wait, is Bakugan even a thing still?
See, okay, I feel like is it? I feel like if Pokemon was never made, another company would have made it.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe
of
I'm
course.
crazy for that, but know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, certainly it's not like an original idea, like capturing little friends, or I'm sure someone would have like, capturing monsters or like getting taming monsters and fighting other monsters. I don't know. It's not that original of an idea.
No.
Pretty sure like ancient Greeks thought of that, right?
Oh yeah, for sure, dude. For sure.
Well, they also And the Roman Colosseums where they would unleash tigers on people.
Mm-hmm.
A little more brutal, but yeah, Bakugan is not as popular.
Well,
Uh,
yeah.
the final season of Bakugan was streamed on Netflix in 2023. That was apparently the end.
Dang. Okay.
I think they
I
haven't
mean,
came out with
to be
anything after
fair.
that. Yeah.
Oh, dude. Okay, this is tragic on a side note. Completely not even written down. Um, Razer does not sell the metal mouse pad anymore. That is sad. That is sad.
Oof.
This has been my
So it's only
favorite
cloth
mouse.
ones.
Well, they make an acrylic one, um, and they make a tempered glass one. I don't even remember. Oh, hang on here. Let me look this up. What it was called.
Well, see, I like the cloth mats because I've used the metal ones for a little bit, and they're always cold. They're too cold for me. The cloth
Oh,
ones the cloth ones stay at a better temperature, right? They kind of like absorb the ambient temperature a little better.
mm. I, I I could just use this giant like mat I bought uh with my keyboard. The issue is like my cats are menaces and they destroy it. Like they've already ripped up some of the like cloth, and so it's like an uneven surface. So like
Mm-hmm.
that's why I can't use soft mouse pads because they'll just dig their claws into them and rip them up.
That's true. Yeah.
I could try the plastic and see how it works, but honestly, the metal, like, it doesn't even have like cat claws on it. I don't think they like putting their claws out on it because it has like that weird, it like scrapes them probably, and they don't like that.
Yeah.
It was called the
Well,
Manticore, apparently, is the one that I got, and they don't make that anymore. To be fair, I don't think a lot of
let's
people
see.
bought it. They also wanted like,
No.
I think I paid like $80 for it. Maybe like
Oof.
60.
Well, we can move on to our next story, baby.
Yeah, we can.
Elon Musk is starting his own AI game studio to make video games great again.
Make video games
Um,
great again.
a social media user named Billy M2K posted, "I don't understand how game developers and game journalism got so ideologically captured.
Mm.
Can I speak?
No.
Game gamers have always been trolls, anti-greedy corporations, anti-BS." And he said gamers have rejected dumb, manipulative BS and can tell when someone is an outsider poser. Why lean into
Yo.
this BS? And Elon Musk, in response, said too many game studios that are owned by massive corporations, and then he added XAI is going to start an AI game studio to make games great again. And
XAI. Oh boy.
this happened November 22nd, baby, the day before Thanksgiving.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
He's basically starting this because he talked about games like Concord, um, having ideology like woke ideologies and stuff. And this was on October 18th, and so I guess people have been kind of tweeting at him and stuff. And he's like, you know what? I'm gonna start an AI studio. So,
Yeah, I guess my only hesitation with that is are they going to use AI?
well, yeah, that's what he was saying. He's also saying that AI can be applied to video games to make incredible gameplay, quote unquote. So I don't know.
Hmm.
Well,
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. Maybe. Uh, we'll see. I hesitate just a little bit, but okay.
Yeah, I mean, me too. I'm like, I don't know about AI, but I mean, if it makes a better game than like the DEI studios and the like, you know, the people who are like really ideologically driven.
Mhm.
Um, if it can make better gameplay, I don't see why not use it.
Sure.
And I don't mind if it makes the gameplay. I just think the story has to be made by actual people and like, you know, at least looked over by actual people.
Right. Yeah. I tend to agree. I mean, I we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean,
One
I
of those
trust
things.
Elon can make a good game. I know he is a gamer, actually. So,
Yeah. When I think the best way to like use AI and this goes for like basically anything is you have it create you'll have it like create something and then you have someone go over that and make it their own, right? So you kind of give it like a framework,
yeah,
it'll make like a picture or something and then the person will like go in and someone who like knows how to like edit photos and stuff will go in and touch it up.
like I think they made, like I think they made, uh, the COD maps with AI.
Right. Well, they also the emblems in Call of Duty. Some people were saying that those were AI. And you can kind of tell because some of them had like the proportions on things were like not right, and some like hands were going. I think on one of the emblems, like one of the hands is like not there or something.
Bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah, and Musk is a gamer. It says, as of
Mhm.
recent, Musk became the #1 Diablo 4 player in the world.
He is a gamer.
That means he spent a lot of money on the microtransactions, brother.
I wouldn't be surprised. Um, okay. I mean, I guess we'll just have to see. I I don't have
Yeah.
much to say on this. I just don't. We'll see.
Guess we can move on, bro.
Unless this is like one of those promises he made with like the Tesla self-driving, where it's like he promised it in like 2 years and it's been 10.
Yeah.
Elon, I always hesitate because Elon always promises stuff and then it never comes to fruition, like in time. But okay.
Right.
Does he have any? Did it mention any games planned or just?
No, he's just
Yeah.
tweeted about like making a AI
Uh,
studio.
See,
So
now
I
I'm
don't know.
even less convinced.
Yeah. And he said it's one of like the most interesting ideas that he would like to explore is like having his own studio.
Interesting.
So
Another company for old Elon. Anyways,
yeah.
uh, we got James Bond, baby. James Bond coming in hot. Lego James Bond. There was a trailer leaked for. This is why I need two 4K monitors. It zoomed in. There's a trailer released, allegedly, for Lego Dimensions, which is their more recent game where you could have like different themes and stuff all in one Lego game, and it was like sold as like DLC, I believe.
Yeah.
Um, But apparently the idea was canned because James Bond was too much of a ladies' man and there's too much shooting. It was not acceptable to children apparently, which is
Yeah.
unfortunate. Honestly, I would totally play a James Bond Lego game like a child.
Yeah,
I think it could have been
that
up
sounds
there.
so funny.
Like they did Star Wars, but not James Bond, which is interesting. I mean, I guess Star Wars doesn't have any sexual themes, just fighting, right?
Right.
But okay.
Yeah. That is interesting. I mean, but it's Lego though. You don't have to depict that stuff, really.
No, I mean, even in the Lego one, you would cut off like droids' heads and stuff in the Star Wars, and you would, yeah, it's just, I don't know if I buy that, but okay.
I mean, it does sound kind of like a funny concept though, like Lego 007.
It
I don't know.
is kind of a meme, I think, in a way.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm crazy. I guess we can move on. It's not that
Well, it is
interesting.
a
I just
meme.
thought it was a funny story. Like, bruh,
No.
I
You know
might have
what?
actually played
They,
Lego.
yeah. I might have too. That's kind of funny. Uh, I really wish they would like take the remaster of 007, like 007 Reloaded, and put it on PC. Because I would actually buy that. Because that was one of like the first person shooter games we ever played.
Mm, that's true.
Was the Reloaded on the Wii? Yeah, on the Wii. Wow. We thought we were
Damn.
epic in like, what was that, 2009? Something like that?
Mm-hmm.
11? No, 10, I think.
Did
Yeah.
think we were pretty epic.
Yeah, I guess we could move on, but
Yeah.
interesting. I also kind of have a short one here. Um, Animal Crossing, it's an end of an era for Animal Crossing.
Oh
Animal
no.
Crossing, it died like a dog. Um, so Animal Crossing Pocket Camp was released in 2017. It's been pretty popular for Nintendo. It's a free-to-play game, and it has in-app purchases.
Mm.
And it was shut down on Thanksgiving Day, November 28th of this year.
Rip.
But Nintendo announced previously that Pocket Camp would go offline on that day, but they also are releasing on December 3rd Animal Crossing Pocket Camp Complete. And this version of the game will be, I believe it's $9.99, so just
Now we're
$10,
talking.
and you can import everything from the previous ones. Oh, it'll be $9 until January 31st, 2025, and then it'll increase to $20.
Yo.
And the new title will be completely offline, while no in-game purchases will be offered.
Yes.
So it's completely
Dude.
microtransactionless. It's an actual
I might get
Nintendo
it.
game.
Bro.
Yeah, I'm not even joking. Yeah,
So-
it's a pretty good value.
Did you play Pocket Camp before?
No, I never played it
Oh.
because it had microtransactions. I was like, no, I'm good.
So yeah, I played it. I actually did play it because a bunch of my friends played it, and they're like, "Oh, you need to try this game. It's awesome." And I played it, and it sucked because it was like your typical. I'm sure they still have wait times and stuff, but it was like your typical thing of like whenever you were building things, you had to wait a certain amount of time, and you could like buy. I'm pretty sure you could buy speed ups. It's been a long time since I played it, but a lot of the mechanics were just like. It was just like your typical microtransaction like builder game, where you could speed things up, you could pay for like different items. Some of them were real USD, and I just didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. And I'm like, well, if I want to be exploited, it's not in an Animal Crossing game. Animal Crossing is just not
Yeah.
engaging enough to have microtransactions, in my opinion. Like,
Mhm.
it's not like a Sims game or like a city builder game that like you play on a mobile phone where you're like, oh, I gotta get this building complete now. Let me spend, you know, 9 buttfuck gems to do it faster. So to me, it
Yeah.
makes sense. Yeah, I mean, okay, sick.
And according to Nintendo, they will be supporting it until uh, September 2025. So
I might buy it.
about what 11 months. So it's pretty good.
Um,
Uh,
I might buy it just to have an Animal Crossing on my phone now that it's not a microtransaction hell.
yeah. I mean, for me, I would rather just wait for the next big Animal Crossing like actual game. But
I mean, that's true. That's fair. I think it's a valid take on that.
well, oh yeah, and the reason I never played it was because I think I played Mario Run.
Hmm.
Because I thought Pocket Camp and Mario Run came out like around the same time. I just never got into Mario Run. I think I played like the free levels, and then it was like pay
Yeah,
$7, and I was like no.
Mario Run
And then
sucked to me.
after that, I played Mario Kart uh, Tour,
Mm.
and yeah, that one completely turned me off to any Nintendo mobile game. So
Absolutely based. Yeah, it's a good game. You should give it you can give it a shot before they take it offline, I guess. But it's not like super in depth. It's a simplified Animal Crossing game that's even more simplified than Animal Crossing already is.
yeah,
Anywho, I guess for our last story, I wanted to save this one for the end because I figured this would be an interesting one because you and I both have been anti subscription service. And I still am for most things. Um, I just think in special use cases it is worth it. I believe that I'm going to keep Game Pass at least for another couple months. We'll see if I get rid of it. But there is some benefits to us. I think the biggest one is I can try games for the pod. For example, Little Kitty Big City is on here. And I know that was one that I wanted to buy on Steam, but they do really weird pricing on this game. So like whenever we first reviewed it, it was like $25. Then it went up to like 30. And now it's like they always have it on sale with like 10% for like $27, and then they like put it on sale for like 25, 20, 15. They kind of are doing this thing where it's set at 30 but it's never really 30. And that's a little shady to me. I always hate whenever it's like Kohl's in real life. I don't know if any of y'all have Kohl's at home like near you, but Kohl's does this thing where they have like a T-shirt, right? They're like, oh, this T-shirt's on sale right now. It's 50% off. It's only a $25 T-shirt, but normally they put up there it's a $50 T-shirt. And I don't mean this to be like super rude, but that's kind of like mom math or woman math. I don't know however you want to say that, but it's like it always fooled my grandma too, where she was like, "Oh my gosh, I gotta buy this shirt. It's on sale." Um,
yeah,
I hate whenever companies do that. Whenever they price something like, $50, but then it's on sale for 50%, and they were always going to sell it for $25 anyways. It's so annoying, and that's kind of what's been happening with this Little Kitty Big City game. So that's one thing. I do believe too it'll let me try some games for the pod, which is really what I'm excited for. In that I never finish games. I am not a addicted gamer like I once was. So for me, it's really nice. I can try all these different games and then we can talk about them on the pod. I think another benefit is I can play Call of Duty. So there you go. And a lot of these games I never finish. I never get addicted to. I never play long enough. So it'll be good. I can download them, play them like halfway, give what I think. And if it really catches my attention, maybe I will finish them all the way. And then I think there's also an interesting element of just being honest with myself and just saying like, how many games on Steam have I bought and then either never played or never finished? That's kind of my
Yeah.
big overview. That's my big overview. I don't know what you think of that.
Well, for me, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I've bought in a lot of games on Steam and never beaten them. Um, but I mean, I don't know. I still just don't. I don't like subscriptions. I don't know.
I know you're very
I'm not a
subscription
big fan
adverse.
of them. So like for me, I would rather just go back and play the games that I bought. And
Mm,
like, who cares if they're like 10 years old and I bought them full price and now they're on sale? It's like whatever. I
I
don't know.
mean, fair.
That's how I look at it. Also, I don't really. I think most of the games that I've bought on Steam and never played, I actually bought like on sale.
Oh, a
Anyway,
million percent. Yeah, they're
so
like a
like
lot of the games were like half off.
I would have paid the same if they like lowered the price or whatever.
Or
And
if they were on Game Pass.
yeah,
That's the thing too is like you have to do the math because Game Pass for PC only. I'm not talking about the Super Edition because I don't have an Xbox anyways anymore.
yeah,
Is it's about $12 a month. Okay, so what does that equate to? I think that's like
it's
well
well,
nowadays
that's
that is
120.
two AAA games, right?
That's 120 a year, which AAA games. I mean, that's like a AAA game
I think
and
it's a
two
little more than
thirds
120 because
around
it's
there.
not $10. So let's see, 12 times
Oh wait,
12,
oh never mind.
144.
Yeah,
So nowadays it is two full price games, right? Because games are
yes, it
70
is. Yeah,
bucks.
yeah. Plus
So,
tax and stuff. Yeah.
I mean, you kind of have to look at it that way. Are you gonna? I mean, to me, that's how I'm looking at it. I'm gonna try it out for probably 2 or 3 months, and if I like it, we'll keep it. But I just think I think it might be a positive. We'll see.
Yes.
Every single time, I seem to keep it for like a month and then cancel it anyway. So we'll find out.
Based. Yeah. I think it's about it for the podcast.
Yeah, real chill pod today.
Yeah, hasn't been
Not too many
wasn't too
stories.
much
Not
too much stuff going on in gaming.
All the companies
It was
are.
fun.
I think all the companies are just kind of. I think they're just kind of saving up all their games for Christmas.
Right. Well, I think all the games have kind of come out for this year.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Yep. Thanks for joining
Intro
us.
podcast. Hope you boys enjoyed.
Yeah,
been
I
your
felt
boy.
like I didn't have much to say, but oh well.
Kirby DK10. Peace.
Meta. Bye.